Բարի կեսօր սիրելի հեռուստադիտողներ, եթերում ինչպես միշտ էքսկլյուզիվ պլյուս օթոբորն է։ Դες հետ Անուշ Hovsepyan, շնորհակալություն, որ այժմին մեզ հետ եք։ Շարունակում ենք ձեզ ներկայացնել բացառիկ դեմքերի եւ աստղերի, նրանց անցած հաջողության ճանապարհը եւ իհարկե նրանց կյանքի առաջին եւ վերջին մեքենաները։ Իհարկե նաեւ հաճելին օկտավետի հետ, այս անգամ Մայքը չկա օթոբորտի, որպեսզի ձեր ներկայացնի լավագույն ծրագրերը ամենատարբեր մեքենաների համար, սակայն հաջորդ շաբաթ նա ձեզ կներկայանա տարբեր ծրագրերով։ Սակայն եթե ունեք հարցեր, ապա կարող եք զանգահարել 818-246-1110 հեռախոսահամարով եւ հետաքրքրվել հատուկ ծրագրով շրջանավարտների համար, բոլոր նրանց համար, ովքեր հենց նորեն ավարտել իրենց ուսումնական հաստատությունը, որովհետեւ կա շատ լավ հատուկ ծրագիր։ Մանրամասները ունի Մայքը, ոչ թե ես, 818-246-1110։ Եվ վերջապես սիրով ներկայացնեմ այսօրվա իմ հյուրին։ Այսօրվա էքսկլյուզիվ պլյուս օթոբոլի հյուրն է Հարյոհայտ աստղերի փաստաբան Մարկ Geragos-ը։ Նա ներկայացրել է այնպիսի աստղերի, ինչպիսիք են Winona Ryder-ը, Chris Brown-ը, հանգուցյալ Michael Jackson-ը եւ շատ ու շատ այլ անուններ, որոնք եթե ես թվարկեմ, միգուցե մեր եթերային ժամանակը այդքան էլ չբավականացնի։ Եվ Մարկ Geragos-ին դուք ամեն տարի տեսնում եք Հայաստան համահայկական հիմնադրամին։ Սիրելի հեռուստադիտողներ, եւ այսօր էքսկլյուզիվ պլյուս օթոբոլի տաղավարում է Mark Geragos-ը։ Hi Mark.
Anush, how are you?
Excellent. You pump people up every year.
Apparently. I don't know. I was on some kind of turkey overdose there. I don't know what it was. Turkey meat, not turkey.
Okay, I was just going to stop the show right here and just leave. So, how Armenian do you feel, Mark John?
I don't know how Armenian I feel. I always kid people that I'm a shish kebab Armenian, which means I eat shish kebab and whatever else. My biggest regret is that I don't speak Armenian. You know, I only kichmegachosi.
Kichmegachosi is հայերեն հիմա որ հարց տամ կհասկանաս հայերեն. No. Okay. Why don't you pledge right here in front of in front of all the audience members?
Sponsored by Auto World. I don't know if you knew that.
Thank you. That was a nice thing for my.
It's exactly where I'm headed after here is to go to Auto World.
Wow, nice. Thank you. So, are you pledging that next year maybe you will come back to the same studio and we'll do the whole thing in Armenian? How about that?
Okay,
I will.
I may just say "io" and "voch" a lot, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay, why don't we start right now? Hostanumem. It means I promise. Hostanumem.
Hostanumem.
Hostanumem. Perfect, okay, perfect.
Okay.
So, you're Mark Geragos. What happened to Ayayen Geragosian?
My grandfather, when he came through Ellis Island, somebody told him, drop the IAN because it was Geragosian. It'll make a good American out of you. And unfortunately, now most people think I'm Greek. So,
okay, but you are Armenian.
100%.
100% Armenian. Okay. So, if you had a choice right now, and if you just immigrated to America, would you keep your IAN? You think
yes.
You think it's beneficial to be Armenian?
I certainly don't think it hurts to be Armenian. I mean, every day I get up, I think it's part of my DNA, obviously, and my identity. One of the interesting things about I'm involved in a charity that we founded called the Armenian Bone Marrow.
I do know that.
You know that. And one of the things I've learned while doing that is that Armenians, because we've so intermarried and we've been such a kind of a close culture for so many years, that we literally share the same DNA. We have a unique genetic footprint. So you can't run away from it.
So every year during the Armenia Fun Telethon, you just you pump up people, you excite people, you tell them it's the time to be Armenian, and why do you do that? Why is it important for you? Aside from the fact that you're a great showman,
Well, I think Thanksgiving's a perfect time. If you're going to give thanks, and if you're Armenian, I think you need to give thanks for the fact that we now have, 20 years, I guess, our own homeland, which is ours, which is not dominated by the Soviet Union or some other entity or governmental non-Armenian entity. So I think we ought to give thanks for that. And I've been there a number of times, and one of the things...
How many years have you been doing that?
At least 8, I think.
At least 8.
At least 8. I have not had a traditional Thanksgiving dinner for at least 8 years.
Okay, how does your family like that,
I don't think they mind. I think, it's kind of a weight loss measure, so it keeps us lean.
Okay, all right. So, and when I was I was a part also of Armenian Fun Telethon.
You did it a couple of years.
I did it for 2 years.
You didn't do it last year, though.
I didn't do it this year, no.
Why?
Because I was in Europe.
Oh, okay. Did you contribute at least?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Online or by the 1-800 number or credit card?
Oh my God, you're being such a lawyer.
Well,
Are you the biggest lawyer of...
Pasta bun.
Pasta bun.
Okay.
Gets us. Okay, perfect. Your Armenian is getting better and better.
Learning.
You already know 2 words, khostanum and pasta bun.
Right.
Okay, my other question is, so when I was on the show that same year, you had Larry King call in live. How does the fact that you can just ask one of the most powerful people in the media just do whatever you ask him to do? How does that make you? I mean, ask and get.
Ask. I've been very fortunate. Clients have been very good. I think that same year, Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, everybody knows what TMZ is.
Of course.
Harvey did a little spot for us.
Okay.
My client Chris Brown did a little spot. In fact, we had filmed him. We took a little camera thing and I actually had him speak a little Armenian.
Oh, really?
So he did yes.
What was the whole idea of the spot? Like, what was the...
it was to contribute in Thanksgiving. And
you mean for the fun?
For the fun, yes. We
okay.
played it. And who else did we do? We had a couple of others. One year I had Geraldo do it, Geraldo Rivera, so he did it. So it's every year I will put the arm on or twist the arms of whoever, friends or clients, and tell them do it and tell them it's my charity. And if they've got a charity, I'm happy to do theirs.
Perfect. And yesterday, I was telling people, who I'm interviewing tomorrow, and I was like, who? And I was like, Mark Geragos, and they were like, oh, you know what? In his office, in his downtown office, there's a poster, and signed by Larry King, and it says, "I made you." Is that true?
That's true. It's a picture of him and his executive producer, and he says, "Geragos, I made you." So.
Okay. Do you want to talk more about it?
It's a little joke that we have as to whether I tell him my clients made his show popular or whether he made me popular so that I get the clients. It's a kind of a chicken and egg joke, the running joke that we have.
All right. Okay. Just wanted to check if that was true.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you represent so many celebrities, and how working with a celebrity, how is it different from working with regular people? And I do not want to hurt the regular people. I'm a regular person, but
all my clients I consider the same as people. There's really no difference from a human standpoint between the celebrities and the other clients that I represent. The only problem with celebrity clients and the representation is they've always got a posse. They've got their managers and agents and lawyers.
The whole entourage.
I call it the 5 and 10% crowd. So they've got that group.
5 and 10% crowd?
Right, because they're all taking either 5 or 10%.
Oh, okay.
So you've got them. And then you have the press. And so when the press is involved in a case, that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Does it?
Well, it's more time consuming. You have to deal with that. You have to understand that anything you say or do is going to be picked up and it can turn into a story. I mean, even an offhand comment, and I do make offhand comments, and a smart aleck comment can then turn into a news story. So you have to be very careful.
So say in the media you tell them, "I love my mother," and the next day they write that you hate your father.
Exactly. It's a very good example. I like that.
Okay, so there is no big difference between you and the celebrities, but there is a difference in terms of the publicity that is generated around that.
Well, especially with celebrities, the entertainment media is unique unto itself. It's different than what I call traditional media. And then there's been a whole change in media now with the internet. There's an immediacy to it. A story can run immediately, as opposed to kind of 10 years ago or 15 years ago, where you had a chance to kind of mold the story over 15 hours. Something that happened 6 o'clock, it wouldn't get printed until the next morning. Now that's not the case. Now, one comment, video goes viral, and the next thing you know, it's all over the world. Right. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I'm just saying the immediacy changes how you handle a case.
Okay. And you have seen the film Chicago.
Yes.
Okay. How accurately does it actually represent what's happening inside the business?
It doesn't, but it's a fun movie. No, but it's a fun movie. So it's a caricature of what happens. I mean, you'd like to think that everything's really glamorous. It generally is not. Generally, it's just a lot of hard work and a lot of reading and a lot of preparation and a lot of kind of thinking and mulling over what your story and what your narrative is going to be.
And then you do the show when you're in the court.
Yes. Well, I think of the courtroom as my stage, and I think that I am the producer and the director and the lead actor. And
the writer.
Well, clearly the writer. Clearly the writer. It's kind of like what you do with this show.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What is your day like? What is your day like? What did you do today?
First thing I do every morning is I get up very early.
How
and
early?
I do 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around there, depending, and run through a bunch of emails, reading, catch up on whatever work I have. If it's a work day and I've got court, I will review whatever motions we have, whatever.
So you start
research.
working right away. You don't exercise.
Right. I just do that. No, hold on. You're jumping the gun here. I do that for about an hour until I just like that kind of mental time.
Okay.
Then I exercise. So that's 7 days a week.
You exercise 7 days a week?
7 days a week. I have to. If I didn't, I would be 400 pounds and could not walk up the steps here to the studio.
Do you exercise outdoors? Do you go to gym?
I used to run outdoors every morning, and then a couple of times I had really close calls with cars almost hitting me.
Yeah.
So now I do it generally indoors or at the gym, one or the other.
I don't know if I'm sure you know Anthony Robbins, Get the Edge, 1 Hour of Power. Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't done that, but I have my own hour of power.
You have your own hour of power.
Exactly.
Okay.
I have what works for me.
Okay, excellent. So, how do you think that being successful necessarily makes you happy, and what is success to you?
Look, I think being happy makes you successful. I think it's the opposite. I don't think being successful drives happiness.
Okay, then, how do you generate that happiness? Where does that happiness come from?
I think by accomplishing the work that I want to do. Look, since I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a lawyer. So
did you want to be a celebrity lawyer, though?
No, and I hate that term.
Why is that?
I just like being a lawyer. I don't like to be a celebrity lawyer. But that's what I'm referred to now. So
right. That makes you a
something.
celebrity among the lawyers, though, no?
I think that causes a lot of consternation for a lot of lawyers. I think there's
Why?
I think some lawyers just think that that's there's a jealousy factor, and I wouldn't want that. I go out of my way to try to help other lawyers. I go out of my way to talk to new lawyers, mentor law students. We have an intern program at the office, and
that's very nice.
We do all those things. I'm actively engaged at Loyola Law School, which is my alma mater.
What's the name?
Loyola Law School, where I went, which is also downtown LA. Born in downtown LA.
Okay.
Went to law school in downtown LA. And practice in downtown LA.
Okay. And then you have the thing you just bought that building, and there's this Galleria, right?
Our office is there, and I've also got we've got a building, the Fine Arts Building, which is the jewel of downtown LA. Gorgeous office building, which we purchased.
It's beautiful.
You've been there. And we turned the ground floor into an art gallery, and we actually feature Armenian artists about half the time.
That's beautiful. That's very kind.